How you guys doing this morning? We're here with EJR Tree Service, and they're going to show us a little bit about what they do and how they do it in this little oak right here. We're going to do some wreck climbing, bouncing around, maybe taking a little dead and moss out. Let me know how y'all like it.
Long way up to go all the way back down.
Quite a bit of rope right there. So what's the average rope size that arborist uses here in Florida?
Depending on technique, SRT is normally between 150 to 200 foot of rope, depending on the span that you are going to walk. DRT, 100 to 150.
What would you say the average tree is here in Florida?
Average tree height would be roughly 45 to 75 feet, all due to new development. And then you learn how to walk.
So would you call that being a limb walker?
That would put you in the category as LimbWalkers.
Hey,
LimbWalkers LLC.
We like those around here.
Yes, we do.
So can you make it out all the way to the tip right there?
Oh, of course. Key to it is make sure none of your ropes are in your way.
Or crossed up, correct?
Or crossed up.
That could definitely hurt you mid-walk when you get stopped by your rope.
And always make sure that your bridge and your device are within arm's reach. Because if you got to overreach, you're not going to make it. Can you give you a little bit of tug?
Guys, so we don't recommend you do anything we do. That's obviously why we have the warning in front of our videos. But believe it or not, those branches he's standing on right there are about the size of his arm, and they hold more than you would think they would definitely hold.
A good rule of thumb is never tie into anything that is smaller than your wrist.
And that's just a
Rule
kind of
thumb.
we all know that it all depends on the type of tree and the type of material and how upkept it is and how rotten it is. So that's a general rule of thumb. That's not law. Always go for the biggest thing you possibly can, but obviously as limb walkers, sometimes we gotta get out here to these tight spots on the end.
You have that one homeowner that wants that one little bit of moss all the way on the tip.
So another rule is we never tell them we'll do 100% moss, because there's some chunks of moss that we just can't get to unless we hired squirrels. But hey, that's not a bad idea, right? Squirrels? I think I could put them on the payroll. They'd be cheap, right? Just a few nuts?
Man, I really never noticed how flimsy this tree really was.
Walking on the limb. So some of my commenters have been asking a few questions. What do you think is one of the most important things to look for when they're looking for a local arborist in their area? What are some things that'll tell them, hey, this is the guy I want to hire?
Compatibility. Do you and the guy that you hire, do you hit it off? Does it feel like a friendship, or does it feel like a business sale gone wrong? Make sure they have the proper PPE, proper gear, licensed, insured, and that you are comfortable. That's all that matters.
I agree, guys. I think that's the most important part, is that you are comfortable with the deal. If you're not comfortable with what's going on, or anything make you hesitate, just stop. This is your property, this is your life, this is, you know, this is everything you've built in your life for, and you don't want someone else to take advantage of you or even maybe destroy your property because they're just trying to make a quick dollar.
I mean, I can't complain.
And what saddle is that?
It's the Edge 2 by Cheryl Tree.
Edge 2 by Cheryl Tree, guys.
Yep.
I love the tree silhouettes they have on the back. And what kind of saw do you use there, Dustin?
Depends on what
Hand saw.
Oh, my Silky, it's the Gunfighter.
Silky Gunfire. That's what I was telling you about the other day, guys. Those Silkies are so smooth. Buttery smooth, Japanese made blades.
Sweet. You got a little finger, like if you're with a gun. Easy, detachable, changeable blade. It's been a while since I changed it, guys.
That's all that sap and stuff that gets built up in there. It sticks all our stuff up.
Back in order.
Nice little gun holster too for it, right?
Yes. All I did was I went to Walmart, got me a couple cheap little carabiners. They're easy, cheap. Breaking strength's at 60 pounds. So if it gets snagged on something, it'll snap before you get hurt.
So guys, I was explaining the barrel knot to you. Let me show you why this is important. We've come up our SRT line, which is set over there. We've redirected it to over here. Now, if we needed to drop down where we are, guess what? I didn't leave myself enough rope. So if I wasn't paying attention here at this point, I tried rappelling off. I only have 6 foot of rope left. I wouldn't make it to the ground. I would drop straight off. So now that we have this knot here, this knot will not pass through the device. So if I came all the way down to this knot, I would stop opposed to just sliding right off the end. So very important to have some kind of stopper knot in your system. So Mr. EJR, let me ask you a question. What separates you from all the other arborists around here? Why should I call your company to trim my trees today?
Well, I look at it as, I believe I treat everybody as family. I would rather you be upfront, honest with me, as I am upfront, honest with you, as family should be. I'm not out here to get rich, but I'm out here to take care of your trees. I would prefer your trees being healthy versus me making $1.
Okay, and I don't have the funds right away. Will you still come out and look at my trees and at least give me an assessment and tell me what I need done?
Yes, all consultations or free estimates are done free. There's no money involved in it. I will talk to you, I'll spend time with you. I will go over your trees and what they need or do not need. And again, if the funds are your problem, we offer in-house financing.
So what is your favorite tool, piece of equipment that you have at your disposal?
I would have to say it would be my slings and my Silky.
Can you elaborate?
Well, let me see if I can get my hands on one here. This guy right here works awesome for a redirect when I'm up here climbing. If I get into a pinch and I don't have my rope, I literally can throw it over a limb, and then I got me a handle, so when I cut it, I can swing it to where I need to instead of hitting the object below me. My Silky has always been the go-to for a backup. Say you're up this high, you run out of fuel, your ground guy's out at the truck or the chipper, you got to finish that cut. You can just go ahead and finish that cut.
Also works great for if you maybe pinch your saw because you weren't paying attention to the weight, or for those applications that you do have to cut one-handed, because we all know we should not cut one hand with a saw. We may have to do it at sometimes, but it's not something we should practice or we should get used to. So this allows you to cut one hand without the fear of...
Yes, so say this limb here, I had to take it. If I had one hand on this over the tree here, like this, you're not supposed to have your power saw in one hand. So I literally could take this limb and use my hand saw to take it.
Much more controlled and precise.
Much more, yep. I can make my underscore come across the top, it'll snap cut out. I would miss the roof there, the barrel, and I could land it in between that and the trampoline with no problem.
And once it stops swinging, you can actually control from there and toss it to the destination you need.
Yes, what I said is very true, Rob.
So for someone wanting to get into something like this, whether it be recreational climbing or work climbing, what would be your #1 tip you give them? Where should they start? Should they go to Amazon, just buy some Amazon gear, or should I just go to Harbor Freight and buy a rope?
No,
how should I get involved into it?
That's a very, very good question. I would tell anybody that wants to get into just recreational climbing, or if they want to pursue it as a profession, call LimbWalkers Unlimited. If you live out of state or you are unable to get in touch with Rob at LimbWalkers Unlimited, or your local arborist.
Guys, you heard, local arborist. I keep telling y'all about that. Go to your local arborist, talk to them. They will talk for days. Most of the time it's a free walkthrough for the first time in evaluation, and they will give you some very good advice. Don't just try this stuff on your own. Don't watch us on YouTube or any other person on YouTube and just think you can do it. Get some one-on-one, hands-on training.
There's been a few tricks that are in my bag that I learned from Rob from...
Guys, he has a literal bag here. A literal bag.
Yeah, I gotta replace. There's a couple little holes in there, you know. Some of my tricks, I've leaked them out to people, but there's still a few that I've kept secret. But no, this is not something that you just jump into. If you want this and you want to learn this, reach out to your local arborist. Reach out to Rob at LimbWalkers Unlimited. We will have no problem teaching you, because this trade is a dying trade, literally. You could buy the wrong rope, buy the wrong saddle, buy the wrong gear, and that would be another...
Guys, from this height right here, I know we all did as kids when we were young and dumb, and for some reason we felt like rubber back then, where we would just bounce off the ground. But at this height even, and this is probably the lowest we work at, correct? At this height even, this is going to cause serious injury, maybe lifelong debilitating injuries, if not death. So don't risk your life on anything. All of our ropes, if you have ever checked our ropes or take a look at our ropes are actually rated to pick up a vehicle. These things are not just your Harbor Freight rope. Do not buy Harbor Freight rope. This is arborist rope, and these things are seriously set up to save life.
Rob, there's something else we got to throw in there as far as our ropes. Our ropes are depicted on a system of shock loads. Our shock load on our ropes are the way they are designed. You go to Harbor Freight and buy a rope, it's not designed for a shock load. So if you fell, it would break.
So what you're saying is, and that's kind of a question I had. So I only weigh maybe 180 pounds. So why do I need a rope capable of 8,000 pounds if I only weigh 180 pounds?
Well, I might not say it right, but your 180 pound weight in a sudden jerk, if I'm not mistaken, doubles or triples.
It all depends on the fall, guys. Guys, listen. If I take this 1 foot fall right here, up here, and drop, I've already increased my weight. And for every foot you drop down, that weight is going to increase more and more and more. It's going to multiply substantially with every bit of drop you have. That's why our ropes are raised so high. I may be only 180 pounds, but if I let go of this tree right here with my feet and I drop down, I'm adding substantially more weight to this. And then once you start getting into rigging where you're on one side of the rope and you have the other side hooked up, or you're rigging something out, you're now applying equal weight on both ends. So that he's 180 pounds right now, that other end of his rope that's tied to that tree is seeing 180 pounds. So both sides are seeing 180 pounds for a combined total of roughly 360, 340 pounds. And once again, now if he takes a drop on that, he's doubling, tripling that again. Shock load multiplies the weight by tons, and you don't want to take a chance.
So you have to know your ropes, know your gear. And I will never oversay it, because it is very, very adamant that you talk to your local arborist. Reach out to Rob, reach out to me, LimbWalkers Unlimited, EJR Tree Service. Reach out to someone that has the years and knowledge.
So I got one more question before we leave, EJR. I've heard a rumor that tree services don't need insurance. Can you tell me why insurance is important and why I would not want to go with someone without insurance?
You love your home. Insurance is so much important as the air we breathe. Say, for instance, this lead we're on, some hack half Harry decided to come out and give you the cheapest bid. You loved it. If he dropped that on your roof, your insurance was covering it, not the company that he works for or supposedly works for.
So you're a really, really good climber though. So why would you need insurance? Don't you have everything under control?
There's always a variance in tree work. You never have it 100% under control.
There's always hidden things within the tree, either a dead spot, a rot spot. Yep. There could be a crack you don't know of.
Everyone picks at me because I always fuss about the wind, I always talk to the wind. But the wind has a factor. If that canopy there gets caught by the wind when you're making a cut to make it go left and the wind's blowing it right, there's always variance.
So for the most part, it just makes sense to have insurance, right? Cover everybody's butt.
100% insurance should be there. And if they're a true tree company, they will carry the highest outranking insurance they can.
Awesome. Well, can we see you limb walk back down there? Maybe get a swing in?
Well, I might just give you a little jump to that limb and we'll walk on back out. So, and make sure we get our adjustment here, make sure our math is right from here to here, from here to there. All right, here we go, boys. From EJR Tree Service to you, we're out.
Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe, and if you'd like to see more content like that, I've picked out a few for you right here.